Mic check 1 2. It's the Y2K collector coming at you on a pleasant Friday. The weekend is here. It's going to be a good opportunity for you to either get out and get some game hunting going on, or perhaps you may want to do some selling. Maybe there's some games in your collection that you want to offload, or perhaps you want to do some trading, and there's probably not many options in your area. If you don't have a thrift store to go to, a pawn shop to go to, or if no one's having any really decent yard sales, then it might seem tough. Now, I've gotten a lot of comments about some of my more recent GameStop pickups, and I have a lot of people who have told me that the GameStops near them don't carry anything retro. They're seeing a lot of 7th gen titles, a lot of like basic 360 games, a lot of basic PlayStation 2 games, and they're not really getting an opportunity to spot anything older than, say, like I said, 6th gen or 7th gen. And it's almost impossible for them to find, anything like Super Nintendo, NES, things like that. So just wanted to kind of jump on here real quick on a Friday and just share with you some tips, some options that might be available to you online, and just some things to look out for. Now, I've been a #1 critic of some of GameStop's online practices, whether it be them kind of shadow, they not shadow, but pretty much they kind of limit your ability to see some of their inventory. They also might even limit your ability to purchase some of their online inventory by making you verify your address. And then it always seems like the game that you actually want is nowhere near you, which never really makes sense to me, because if all of the games are being shipped from a warehouse, I don't really know why it would matter where you live, or why you would even need to verify your address. I've had a few folks comment on my channel basically stating that there are different warehouses and different places where GameStop ships their games from. But at the end of the day, it just doesn't make sense to me. If the game is being sold online, you shouldn't have to verify your address. You should just be able to purchase the game, and GameStop should ship it to you. But what do I know? I do not run a large company like GameStop. Be that as it may, online is still a viable option. And the main reason why I say that is because I myself this year have been able to take advantage of GameStop's buy two get one free promos, by four under 20 for 40, or 4 under 10 for 20. They've had a lot of different promotions that essentially allow you to add free games to your collection. Some people choose to take those games and flip them for profit, which is totally fine. Some people choose to add those games to their collection. I've added some, I've sold some. It just depends on, where the game fits into my collection after getting it, playing it, and seeing it. But I have here a few games that I actually was able to get through GameStop's online site. And all of these games are authentic. They're in their original cart. I've opened all of these games to view the motherboard, and all of the motherboards are authentic. So these are authentic retro games that I've been able to get on GameStop's website. Now, what I tend to see is that whenever the promotions are on, like they'll probably come out with a new promotion this Sunday. Whenever there's a buy two get one, the retro inventory seemingly just evaporates online. Like everything goes, which makes sense, because that's the time when collectors can get a bunch of free games by taking advantage of the buy two get one free. Or even when they have their 420 for 40 promo, that's when you tend to see a lot of the online inventory dry up. But like right now, when there's really no promotions, you can go on their website and find retro games. You can find NES games, you can find Game Boy games, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance games. I was cruising through their website the other day. I found a copy of Castlevania Aria of Sorrow on the Game Boy Advance, which is a really good Castlevania game. Bionic Commando on the NES. Just a whole host. I saw Shadowrun on the Super Nintendo. So just a bunch of different games that are available to you, which if it's a game that you're interested in getting and you've gone to your local retro game store and they're charging 20, 25, 30% more than price charting, GameStop is usually going to either be right at price charting prices or just below it. So if you're wanting to get something at market value, or you're willing to pay a little below market value, in my opinion right now, GameStop is definitely a great option for you to check. Like, if you didn't want to wait to find a game out in the wild at like 50% off, which if it's a good game, odds of you finding it are going to be really slim to none. So if there's just a game that you're wanting to add that's a retro game and you're willing to pay market price, my recommendation would be to check GameStop's online website, especially if there's no GameStop near you that carries good retro inventory, because their online option is becoming more and more viable, I should say. I haven't had a fake game sent to me yet. All the games that I have gotten from their online store have been authentic up to this point, including basic games like Super Mario World, all the way down to games like Super Metroid, and then even games like Maximum Carnage. So these are all cart-based games, games that some people might want to, make fake games, give you counterfeit games rather. I picked up a copy of Street Fighter Alpha 3. Now, this is actually, like, I never buy games in this condition, but this was an authentic copy of Street Fighter Alpha 3, and they counterfeit this game a lot. So I'm not sure if I'm going to actually keep this one because the condition is pretty rough. But I know Street Fighter Alpha 3 is going anywhere between 64 and like $80 online. And I was able to basically get this for half that. So that it may stay in my collection. It may be sold. Not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. But again, the few things that I would remind you to be on the lookout for is just beware of the fakes. If you're going to purchase retro games, especially cart-based games like cartridge-based games, you want to make sure that you have the tools necessary to verify that the game is real and save yourself, the hassle of buying a fake game and then having to take it to a store and return it, or even worse, mailing it back to GameStop, which just takes up time out of your day, having to package it or drop it off at the post office and things like that. But it is a viable option. The online option is viable. So if you get a chance today, I say jump on their website, see what's available on their website. You don't necessarily have to verify your address on all of the games that are on their website. A lot of them you can just add to cart and keep it pushing. And again, a lot of the prices are going to be, either just below market value or sometimes significantly below market value. And whenever you see those opportunities, definitely just pull the trigger and take advantage. But that's just a quick tip for those of you who don't have a lot of good GameStop options near you. It's the Y2K Collector, just trying to spread the wealth, spread the knowledge, and give everyone an opportunity to pick up the games that they want to have and the retro games that they want to play. Hopefully, you're able to take advantage of this beautiful Friday. You can get out, enjoy some time with friends and family, and I will catch you in the next video. Take it easy.